Good evening, everyone. This is Guinea and Asia, and today we have a very interesting live. This live is session is basically about a doctor who is an anti-aging specialist. I'm sure everybody is interested in knowing about that. But what is more interesting that in spite of being a doctor, he advocates to his patients, his clients, I would say, patients, clients, slash whatever. He advocates food as the best remedy. So, according to him, why use chemical medicines if you can use food? Uh, and why not? Don't we all welcome that idea? So, let me introduce Dr. Leroy Rebello. Namaste, Dalia. Hi,
Namaste.
Leroy.
Yeah, hi, doctor. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. And we would like you to introduce yourself to begin with.
Yeah, so
Everything, like what you do, what all that covers.
basically, I'm a doctor, a medical doctor, and I practiced medicine. Why would I use the past tense practiced? Because right now,
Allopathic medicines.
yes, I practiced allopathic medicines, I practiced dermatology, and right now I guide people how to live a healthy life. So when I say healthy life, it's like more like a life coach. When you say a life coach, taking care of the physical, the mental, the spiritual aspect of life. Because when you're born in this world, you come as a whole. And when you leave, you also leave as a whole. But unfortunately or fortunately today, the cardiologist looks at you only as a heart. Oh, he only looks at your heart medicine. Your dermatologist only looks at your skin medicine. Your pulmonologist only looks at your lungs. And your COVID specialist as of today looks only at your COVID. Anyway, that's a topic for a different day. So, in this journey of medicine, I suffered a lot from conditions like autoimmune conditions where they told me I would die. They told me, I would get blind. I had an eye condition, and I did not believe in all this alternative stuff and all this, herbal and all these things. I would ridicule them. And I would say that, oh, this is some mumbo jumbo medicine or some voodoo medicine or something. But a friend of mine then convinced me, saying that, why don't you try? There's nothing wrong in trying this stuff. Try it for yourself. Anyway, you've lost your vision. Why don't you try it for yourself? So I tried it.
You lost your what?
Vision.
Vision. Oh, is it?
Vision. Yes.
Oh.
So I was like almost blind. I couldn't drive a car. I couldn't, you know, um, go out in the dark, and it was very difficult to see. It is a condition, autoimmune condition called uveitis, and which affected the macula, the small part behind your eye where the image falls, and so that was totally damaged, and I couldn't see much. So I'd done like a couple of eye surgeries, and which never showed any results. I used to take injections inside my eye every week. So steroid injections, which were already painful every week, and that wasn't doing any good. So I tried, all this what you call it, natural stuff. I wouldn't call it medicine. I wouldn't call it, alternative, because that is the real stuff. What is going on now in the so-called hospitals that you see is came on later on in life. It's alternative actually, because when you were born, when you came into this world as part of this world, the living world around you is always there. Salt was always in the oceans and on the rocks. Today, people take them and put them in a bottle, and they say, oh, this is rock salt, this is pink salt, this is sea salt, and you charge so much. And it also has an expiry date on it. If you see the expiry date, I mean, how can salt have an expiry date when it was always in the oceans before even man walked the earth? So that's uh, something that I always wondered about. And, you know, it's good enough and my good luck that I got people around me to educate me about the real medicine and about the real science that people and so-called people in the medical profession do not want you to know and want you to be away from knowing. It's not their fault because they are not being taught that at medical school. I wasn't taught at medical school.
Right.
But nevertheless, if you practice what I'm going to tell you in the next hour, you will never fall sick again. There was a time in my life where every day I was sick. Either I had an eye problem or a heart problem or a back problem or I had a cough or a cold or a skin or something or the other. Today it's been about 6 or 7 years that I've never even got a common cold.
You got
Gee,
stuck.
Today it's been 6 or 7 years that I've never even got a common cold. So,
Wow.
and it's like everyone can do it. It's not that only I can do it, even you can do it. There's no secret in this. I'm going to give you all the tips and tricks and all the secrets that I ever know how to live a healthy and fulfilled life.
Wow.
Because
Thank you.
remember, you have only one shot at it. You have only one life in your hand, and you got to make the best of it. And you
Right.
have to live the best in this life, until the last day. I believe that you need to live a fulfilled life until the last day of your life.
Right.
That's the only way, people can be fulfilled. And unless you are fulfilled, unless you are happy, you can help other people. That's what I want to tell all the viewers, that they're like, oh, I can't do this because something, because like I don't have the money, because I don't have the right. I can't hear you. Hello.
I was muted. I'm sorry. I was just saying bye to Instagram because they should know that it started. Carry on. Don't wait for me.
Yeah. So there are a lot of excuses, and the worst thing that we do is give ourselves excuses. I hate to wake up in the morning.
Leroy, can you talk in Hindi, please?
I'll try my best, though I'm not
Okay.
very good at
Okay.
Hindi.
So then you speak in English and I'll translate in Hindi because
Okay,
some
sure.
people here would prefer that.
Okay. So it's your
So what
fault.
you've said up till now, let me translate that. ऑटो कोई डिजीज हो गई थी इन्हें कुछ साल पहले, जिसकी वजह से इनकी आंखें चली गई थी और हर हफ्ते आंखों में जाके इंजेक्शन लेना पड़ता था, जिसका कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा था. किसी ने इनको बोला कि आप नेचुरोपैथी ट्राई कीजिए. हम सब जानते हैं, हम लोग इसके ऊपर पहले भी सेशंस कर चुके हैं और हम सब जानते हैं कि ये नेचुरोपैथी है विच इज रिलेटेड टू योर फूड एंड योर फ्रूट्स. सो पहले इन्होंने सोचा कि नहीं ये सब बकवास है, मतलब गंवार लोग करते हैं. लेकिन उसके बाद किसी दोस्त ने इनसे कहा कि क्यों नहीं आजमा के देखने में हर्ज क्या है, और तब इन्होंने ये करना शुरू किया. आज 6-7 साल पुरानी बात है ये. यस, कंटिन्यू.
And after trying this, it took time. Gradually, I stopped taking injections in the eye. Today, I have not taken a single injection in 6 years. I can even drive a car in the night. And it's a great thing for me. I call it a success. Success is defined as what goals you set. It's not just because if you have X amount of money, you are successful, or you drive Mercedes or BMW, you are successful. Every step in your life, you can be successful. I first had to start by waking up early in the morning, which I could not do. I had to start to do certain exercises. Now, being a doctor and being in the medical profession, patients or people come to me and say, Doctor, I need to do this, I need to do that. I tell them, go and exercise.
Hmm.
You ask your doctor, when he asks you to go and exercise, go and ask him what exercise to do, doctor. He will know, he'll have no answer. Many doctors tell you, okay, lose weight. How to lose weight? Go and walk, right? You say, doctor, but my knees are paining. How can I walk? Then you say, okay, go to the gym and do some other exercises. Then what exercise to do? He doesn't know. If he doesn't know, how is he going to tell you? Very few doctors actually know to prescribe exercise to their patients. A lot of mothers used to come with their kids to me and tell me that my son or my daughter is not eating this and not eating that. So I would tell her, the problem is with you. You don't know how to cook well. If you
Okay.
don't cook tasty food, they won't eat the food. Then one day,
Okay.
one mother asked me, why don't you tell me how to cook? At that time, I did not even know how to light a stove.
Your network is bad. Okay. At that time, what did you say? You
At
decided.
that time, I did not even know how to light a stove in the kitchen. So then I decided, if I'm going to tell people to eat healthy food, I should also be eating healthy. I should know what healthy food is. Because if I give you some white food that has no flavor and looks like hospital food like kanji or some khichdi which has no flavor inside, white, watery, you won't eat that. I won't eat that. Ask your doctor to eat that. The doctors who tell you, when you go to a doctor, the only thing he does is tell you, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't do this, don't do that. You should tell him, why don't you eat that kind of food? You ask me to eat bendi, why don't you eat it? You ask me to eat avocado, why don't you eat it? You ask me to eat tomatoes, why don't you eat it? So then I decided that if I'm going to eat that, I'm going to definitely make sure it's going to be tasty, because I don't like to eat food that's not tasty. I believe that food should look good, smell good, and also taste good. And it also should be nutritious. Only then people are going to come and eat your food, or only then you'll enjoy eating your food. Otherwise, it's nothing great. Everyone knows on the internet. Go over there, type something. This
Okay.
is good, not
One
good.
sec.
This is good.
Okay. So you said that can I speak in Hindi? Will you understand?
Haji, Haji.
Okay.
But
So
I'll
तुमने कहा
reply in English.
आपने कहा कि तुम्हारी आंखें चली गई थी, तो ऐसा
Haji.
क्या किया जिससे आंखें वापस आई?
सो मैंने एक्चुअली गाजर का जूस चालू किया, मारीगोल्ड का जो फ्लावर है वो चालू किया।
मतलब खाना?
खाना, मारीगोल्ड का जो फ्लावर है उसके अंदर एक केमिकल होता है, उसका नाम लूटिन बोलता है।
ओके।
दैट लूटिन जो है, जो एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं वो केमिकल, अगर आप दुकान में लेने जाएंगे, होलसेल में लेके जाएंगे, केमिकल शॉप में लेके जाएंगे, वो करीबन 1 लाख रुपया पर केजी आता है। बट
ओ।
एक्चुअली वो जो लूटिन है आपका फ्रेश मारीगोल्ड के अंदर रहता है। सो आप मारीगोल्ड का जो फ्लावर है उसको बॉईल करके उसको टी बना दो, ग्रीन टी जैसा, और वो रोज पियो।
ओ। ओके।
नाउ everybody watching this, whatever I am giving is a general advice, it's not medical advice.
राइट।
So jo bhi hai, I want to make it clear that whatever I say, do not just go and stop your medicines without consulting your physicians. Do not just go and start some herbs without consulting experts. Be in touch with your local doctors, be in touch with your naturopathic experts, and then start these stuffs. I just want to make a disclaimer, because
डिस्क्लेमर।
yeah, I don't want anyone to tomorrow start something and then it won't be good for them.
I will post it here. You carry on with what all changed things for you and your eyes.
Yeah, so basically मैंने cucumber का juice पीना चालू किया, and I was introduced to something called cold pressing. So you get these cold press juicers जहाँ पे you put all these fruits and vegetables in and you get the juice out where the vitamins and the minerals are not disturbed. You start having that. Along with that, I also started having certain supplements. Now, in my journey, we found it was very difficult to get supplements in India at that time. You should not get good quality supplements. So we used to import a lot of supplements and raw materials to India. And that's what helped me, starting to help other people and, you know, helping them by taking different types of supplements. Now, supplements are supposed to supplement your food. They are not supposed to be as your food. So you need to take them for a fixed amount of time and then go back to food. Because a lot of people ask me, oh, supplements are so expensive. How can we take them for the rest of our life? No, you don't need to take them for the rest of your life. Like you start a Lotin tablet and then you start marigold tea and keep on taking the marigold tea for the rest of your life. And gradually you can stop those expensive supplements. But they are needed to give you a push. They are like a booster in your fuel in your car.
वन सेक सो वो कह रहे हैं कि मैंने उनसे पूछा कि आंखें जाने के बाद उन्हें हिंदी बोलनी शायद बहुत अच्छी नहीं आती। उनकी जब आंखें चली गई तो उन्होंने गाजर का जूस शुरू किया। एक कोल्ड प्रेस जूसर आता है जिसमें सब्जियां और फल डाल के ऐसे दबाया जाता है। आमतौर पे सड़कों पे जो मिलते हैं जूस वाले, जो जूस बनाते हैं वो उसी कोल्ड प्रेस में बनाते हैं। ऐसे
वो हाथ
लकड़ी
से
का एक
बनाते हैं,
डंडा
हाथ
सा
से
होता है,
बनाते हैं।
हाथ से
हाँ।
बनाते हैं, ऊपर एक लकड़ी का डंडा होता है जिससे वो पुश करते हैं। तो इन्होंने जो गेंदे के फूल होते हैं, मैरीगोल्ड आई थिंक इज गेंदे का फूल, राइट?
हम्म।
सो गेंदे के जो फूल होते हैं उसकी वो कहते हैं कि उसके अंदर एक केमिकल होता है जो अगर आप वो केमिकल खरीदने जाएंगे तो 1 लाख रुपए किलो है, पर वो सेहत के लिए बहुत अच्छा है। तो उन्होंने वो गेंदे के फूल की चाय कहते हैं उन्होंने पीनी शुरू की। तो आप ये कर सकते हैं कि अपनी आंखों के लिए, मेरे ख्याल से मेरी आंखों का भी नंबर है तो शायद मैं पीऊंगी तो चश्मा उतर जाए। तो मैंने तो गाजर का जूस और गेंदे के फूल की चाय। अब वो कहते हैं कि कुछ चीजें ऐसी होती हैं जो आपको दवाई के तौर पे, जैसे अर्क निकालते हैं ना किसी भी सब्जी का, फल का, फूलों का अर्क निकलता है। लास्ट टाइम हम लोगों ने बैकफ्लावर रेमेडीज के बारे में जब श्री शर्मी से बात की थी तो उसने भी बताया था अर्क निकलता है, टिंचर। तो इस तरह से अर्क जो है वो जल्दी फायदा देता है। इस वजह से उसके कैप्सूल्स वगैरह इन्होंने बनाए हैं बहुत सारी चीजों के। जैसे कुरकुमिन का आविष्कार इन्होंने किया, हल्दी में से निकलता है कुरकुमिन। अश्वगंधा का जो अर्क निकलता है उसका इन्होंने आविष्कार किया। अर्क की बात कर रही हूँ, कैप्सूल की या पाउडर की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ। और गेंदे के फूल का जो अर्क निकलता है उसका इन्होंने इनके वेबसाइट पे सारे कैप्सूल्स मिलते हैं। वो कहते हैं कि कैप्सूल्स को सारी जिंदगी खाने की जरूरत नहीं क्योंकि वो थोड़े महंगे हैं, लेकिन एक समय के लिए जब तक आपको जरूरत है आपके शरीर को, आपकी बीमारी को, तब तक आपको वो गोलियां खानी जरूरी हैं। लेकिन उसके बाद जो जैसे फूल की चाय है, तो गेंदे के फूल की चाय आप सारी उम्र पीते रहिए ताकि उस विटामिन की कमी आपके शरीर में कभी भी ना हो। लेकिन हो सकता है महीना, 2 महीना, 3 महीना आपको वो कैप्सूल्स लेने पड़े, जिससे आपको वो नेचुरली बने हुए हैं, नेचर मतलब फूलों से, फलों से, सब्जियों से वो कैप्सूल्स बने हुए हैं, वो केमिकल्स नहीं है। तो इसलिए वो लेने जरूर है लेकिन एक समय के लिए, सारी उम्र के लिए नहीं, क्योंकि वो जल्दी आपकी बीमारी को ठीक करेंगे। ओके, चेरिल ही ऑल्सो सेड कि कोई भी चीज शुरू करने से पहले, गेंदा फूल, हाँ, दे आस्किंग हाउ टू मेक दैट मैरीगोल्ड टी।
अच्छा,
सो कोई
वे
भी
जो
चीज शुरू करने से पहले किसी एक्सपर्ट से, किसी डॉक्टर से कंसल्ट जरूर कर लेना। इसी वजह से नीचे लेरॉय का नंबर शेयर किया हुआ है, आप उनके साथ अपॉइंटमेंट भी ले सकते हैं। ये हैदराबाद में रहते हैं, लेकिन महीने में एक बार कभी दिल्ली, कभी बैंगलोर, कभी बॉम्बे आते जाते रहते हैं, तो आप इनसे अपॉइंटमेंट्स ले सकते हैं, इनसे फोन पे बात कर सकते हैं, इनकी वेबसाइट जो leroyrebello.com है वहां जा सकते हैं, या shopbiotexlife.com पे जा सकते हैं। इनसे बात करके, हाँ, राइट, तो इनसे बात करके आप सही तरीका जल्दी ठीक होने का वो जान सकते हैं। इन्होंने कोई, हैव यू स्टार्टेड सम चैनल? You sent me some promos.
Yes, we will be starting a channel where we'll be teaching people how to prepare the food, how to prepare the tea. Like for example, आपके घर में जो बच्चे होते हैं, you don't give them paracetamol as a snack, right? You don't take tablets and start eating as a snack. Some side effect तो होगा, but you can give them the marigold tea as a snack. is कुछ there's not कुछ नुकसान तो नहीं होगा उससे,
Right.
भले
One second.
फायदा
Hold
नहीं हो,
on.
आपको नुकसान तो नहीं होगा.
Okay, let me put this forth. So वो एक चैनल शुरू कर रहे हैं, कल मुझे एक दो प्रोमोस भेजे थे, तो चैनल जो शुरू कर रहे हैं उसके अंदर ये हर चीज जो इन्होंने आविष्कार किया या इन्हें जो पता चला उसके बारे में रेसिपीज को लेकर ये उसमें समझाएंगे कि कौन सी चीज कैसे बनानी है और कौन सी चीज के साथ कौन सी चीज का कॉम्बिनेशन आपकी कैसे मदद कर सकता है और आपकी हेल्थ, ब्यूटी, लॉन्ग लाइफ वगैरह में हेल्प करेगा। तो थोड़ा सा इंतजार कर लेते हैं उसका, बाकी मैं उनसे ये सवाल जरूर पूछूंगी। सो कैन यू, would you like to explain how to make that marigold tea?
Yes.
Do you dry the flower? Do you use a fresh
No.
flower? Do you break it up or do you put lots of it?
So what you do, the first thing is you try and get fresh marigold. The best thing to do is to grow in your home. If you are lucky which you have a garden, you can grow, or you can even grow it in the pots, because marigold always grows in pots also. You take out the flower, and if you don't have flowers, you along with that one or two leaves. Wash it, and then the petals come out very easily if you rub them. So you take that petal and keep boiling them. You boil it for about half an hour. Let that water cool. It will be little yellowish. That yellow water you can then take and you can add your green tea to that. You can add your black tea to that, or you can even use that yellow water for cooking. So the entire family will get it.
Wow. But doesn't it have a smell and a taste of the flower? Because the
Very
flowers have
mild
a very
smell.
wonderful smell.
You will get a very mild smell in that water, not very strong, a very mild one. And once you have it with tea, you can add a little lemon to that if you don't like the taste. And you can add other stuff that allow you to, mask the taste. Like you can add rose petals. Rose petals will mask the taste.
Wow.
So that's good for your eyes. Everyone can afford it. Everyone can have it.
That's a good idea.
So that's one thing that I started doing, and I still do. Along with that, I started having a lot of curcumin or haldi or nanocurcumin that we invented. There's
What do you mean
something
by
called
nanocurcumin?
So if you see haldi or turmeric, now turmeric is a rhizome or a root of a plant that grows under the ground. It is yellowish in color. Now, if you cut it, you will see in the middle there are certain rings. Those contain the active compound called curcumin. This curcumin is anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, antibiotic. There's a lot of stuff about this curcumin online. Now, what we did is that in that we found nanoparticles, and we actually isolated only those nanoparticles. Now, these nanoparticles are so small, they are only 10 nanometers, so they can enter your cells and destroy all kinds of inflammation that is there. So if you're having any kind of inflammation in your body, you can definitely start with nanocurcumin. And to follow up, then you can also have fresh haldi. So you can have haldi pickle.
Okay, so you mean to say that the dry haldi powder that we have and the curcumin extract or the raw haldi, there is a difference in the effect?
Yes, because there is only 1 to 3% of curcumin per kg of haldi. So if you take 1 kg, that is 1000 grams of um, haldi, you get only 3 grams of curcumin, and you get much less part of nanocurcumin.
Okay.
Now, why is this? In the olden days, this was not like that. Because of modernization and modern technology, this is
GMO.
like that. Not only GMO, it's damming of the rivers. If you see, every civilization was always on the banks of rivers. Indus Valley civilization, Ganga Valley civilization, every valley civilization, Nile Valley civilization. Why? Because rivers flooded. When they flooded, they brought silt to the plains. And this silt actually fertilizes the land and helps agriculture. Now, in our modern wisdom, we started damming, and giving canals for farmers. So the amount of the crop, the amount of minerals, what are minerals? Minerals are this magnesium and all that come down from the mountains. They are leached from the rocks. That's what the silt is. You don't get silt, you get upar ka pani. And this upar ka pani changes everything. That's why even the taste of your tomatoes are different today, and the taste of your tomatoes 10 years ago were different, if you remember.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Earlier they were delicious. Now it is bland.
It's no taste. Earlier, a tomato would spoil in 3 days.
Yeah.
Today, a tomato spoils in 2 weeks. Israel has created a tomato that spoils in 2 weeks, or at least a week in the fridge today. You can keep it. They don't even get soft because tomatoes were designed to have the seeds inside. Once the seeds ripen, the body gets soft and they're supposed to fall from the plant and splash. So the
Yes.
seeds can cover maximum amount of ground. But
Yeah.
because of a hybridization, we've increased the yield but decreased the nutrition. Now, what I'm talking, you can check it online or you can check it in any of the archives. That in 1910
Okay.
there was
One second.
40.
One sec. About this haldi and tomatoes, let me say it in Hindi. That वो ये कह रहे हैं कि हल्दी के अंदर मैंने उनसे ये पूछा कि जो हम हल्दी का पाउडर खाते हैं खाने में या दूध में जैसे तुम बोल रही हो और कच्ची हल्दी जिसका अचार बनता है या कुछ और एक होता है हल्दी से निकाला हुआ कुरकुमिन या इन लोगों ने जो निकाला है नैनो कुरकुमिन इन सब में फर्क क्या है हल्दी खा क्यों नहीं सकते मतलब ये गोली खाना जरूरी क्यों है या क्यूरकुमिन का जो एक्सट्रैक्ट है वो क्यों जरूरी है वो कहते हैं कि जब आप कच्ची हल्दी को काटते हो पहली बात तो ये कि पहले जमाने में जो हल्दी होती थी वो उसमें कुरकुमिन ज्यादा होता था क्योंकि बाढ़ आती थी तो पहाड़ों से और नदियों से जो मिनरल्स थे वो जमीन को भर देते थे और फिर पानी जाने के बाद जो मिट्टी रह जाती थी उसमें काफी मिनरल्स होते थे जो प्लांट्स जिसमें प्लांट्स जब उगते थे जहां वहां पे खेती आमतौर पे गांव वहां होते थे तो वो उसके अंदर मिनरल्स वगैरह ज्यादा होते थे अब क्या है कि शहर बनने की वजह से और हर जगह पर डैम बनने की वजह से बाढ़ कम हो गए हैं या जो पहाड़ों से मिनरल्स आने चाहिए वो नहीं आ रहे इसकी वजह से जो खेती हो रही है उसके अंदर ओरिजिनल मिनरल्स वगैरह की मात्रा बहुत कम हो चुकी है उसके अलावा जीएमओ जो इन लोगों ने मॉडर्नाइजेशन किया है हम सब जानते हैं हम लोग निशा कोयरी के साथ प्रकाश पोरे के साथ ये सेशंस कर चुके हैं और उन लोगों ने हमें काफी कुछ ज्ञान दिया है इस बारे में तो इन लोगों ने जो इंजेक्शंस दे दे के हर फल सब्जी हर चीज को जो बदल दिया है उसकी वजह से उसमें काफी चीजें खत्म हो गई हैं अब काफी 1 किलो 1 किलो ऑफ टर्मरिक यू सेड
Yeah, 1 kilo of turmeric has 3 grams of curcumin, 3 to
तो
4 grams.
एक
That's it.
किलो हल्दी में आपको 3 ग्राम कुर्कुमिन मिलता है और अगर आप नैनो कुर्कुमिन मतलब उसमें से निकालने जाएंगे तो वो और भी कम तो समझ लो कि आप 1 किलो हल्दी खाते रह जाओगे लेकिन उसका असर होने में वक्त लगेगा आज की डेट में पुराने जमाने में ऐसा नहीं था क्योंकि पुराने जमाने में हल्दी अच्छी होती थी आज के जमाने में जो हल्दी आ रही है उसके अंदर कुर्कुमिन बहुत कम है और बहुत सारी चीजें मिनरल्स वगैरह मिसिंग है तो इस वजह से उन्होंने जो क्यूरक्यूमिन का एक्सट्रैक्ट निकाला है और उसको नैनो क्यूरक्यूमिन निकाला है, मतलब और ज्यादा बारीकी से, क्योंकि हल्दी को जब आप काटते हैं उसके अंदर वो जो सर्कल्स गोलदारे बने हुए होते हैं, उनके बीच में कुछ चीजें थी जो इन्होंने इजाद की या इन्होंने ढूंढ के निकाली। तो वो कैप्सूल्स खाने से जल्दी फायदा होता है, ऐसा ये कह रहे हैं। यस। और सिमिलरली टमाटर की बात कर रहे हैं कि जीएमओ करने के बाद टमाटर में कितना फर्क आ गया है कि पहले 2 दिन में 3 दिन में टमाटर खराब हो जाते थे, और वो बने इसके लिए थे कि वो खराब होकर पेड़ से सड़ के वो जब नीचे गिरे तो उसके बीज फैले, और फैलने के बाद और टमाटर के पेड़ आए। लेकिन आज की डेट में ये हो रहा है कि वो 2 हफ्ते तक मतलब टमाटर खराब ही नहीं होते। तो कंटिन्यू।
So basically, even you need to have a lot of fermented foods, you know, like pickles. Probiotic. આજકાલ people talk about probiotic, prebiotic. You get drinks in the market, you get, yogurts, probiotic rich, ये rich, वो rich. But actually the best probiotic आपके घर के अंदर होते हैं. I'll tell you. There are a lot of studies online that, oh, he's taking this probiotic, it contains this bacteria. You're taking this probiotic, it contains this bacteria. But forget all this medical knowledge and all this unnecessary thing. The best way to have probiotics and prebiotics together is in the olden days we used to have pickles.
In the whole day, what did you
In the
say?
olden days we used to
Acha.
have pickles.
Okay.
And how we used to have pickles? We used to get them from our friends' home. Pickles in your home you would give to your neighbors. Pickles in their home they would come to you.
Why is that?
So it was a culture. It's a tradition. You go to any Indian house in the village or even in Bombay in the olden days, you would make pickle and you would give it to your neighbors. You would give a bottle of pickle to them.
I make.
Then you should give it to us. And then, this pickle has a lot of probiotics.
Okay.
And this probiotics, the probiotics from your house go to their house and from their house come to your house. That's how
does that help?
Yeah. So the gut health of everyone improves.
Oh.
Because of change of bacteria.
Oh.
Mix of probiotics. Today, whatever
Okay.
you get in the jar, the pickles in the shop, in the supermarket, they all are radiated. So the bacteria are killed.
Oh.
So kharab nahi hoga. They are radiated and kept. That's why your pickle only lasts you for 6 months, but their pickle lasts you for 6 years in the shop.
No, my pickle lasts me for like 2 years and 10 years. My last time, many years back, I'd made lemon pickle. It lasted me for like what? 10, 15 years.
Yeah,
Lemon pickle
because
without
you have
oil.
put a lot. Yeah. So you have put a lot of salt then to preserve
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Or you've dried it very well. So today, these
I keep it
particular
in the sun.
recipes are not there and they are lost in mass processing. Now, sun, when you talked about sun contains something. It contains biophotons.
Is there also fermented curd or rice contains probiotic?
Anything fermented contains probiotic. Idlis, everything fermented.
Okay.
And every culture in the world has its own way of fermenting. Like if you see, they have fermented olives, fermented gherkins, fermented jalapenos. That's in the West.
Yeah.
We think, okay, that's fermented. But we are the kings of fermentation in India.
In
Because we
Orissa,
make
in Orissa, they have this ritual where in the summers they make fermented rice, which is fermented over a month. And along with that, once the summers are like getting over, along with that, they make a whole bhog of what is it called? Bogalo bhog or something. I don't remember the name. About 5-6 vegetables and dal and everything, and with that fermented rice. And if you have that rice, You go to sleep because you get so high on the rice itself. And that's supposed to be very good for health and cooling for your body for the, summers.
Yes, that's why even in South India they have something called curd rice.
Yeah. Kerala.
So you make curd rice, you keep it out, and then you have it. But today, when you go to the restaurant, curd rice is made and kept in the fridge and served cold. That's wrong because the fermentation process comes down.
Yeah.
Fermentation should come up because of the heat of your body. That's the right way. Humans, they say, are omnivorous and carnivorous and herbivorous. There is a lot of debate on this. There's been a lot of talk on this, especially on the internet, looking at the dentation. So some say, okay, you say we are carnivorous, but we can't eat meat. We don't have the incisors. Some say you say, okay, you're herbivorous, but you can't actually eat the leaves, your teeth, or the fruits, your teeth would break. But what can you eat? You can definitely eat overripe fruits. That's why humans love alcohol so much. Because maybe in the olden days, the fruits would fall which were fermented and people started eating them. And your teeth are actually designed to eat food that is fallen from the trees because you can't climb trees. Humans don't have claws. You can't run as fast as animals.
Right.
You can't climb top trees. But you eat foods that are fallen down.
That's right.
Yes. So they are already half fermented. So of course, once they discovered fire and this thing and and that thing and all that, the things changed. But this is much more in the primordial.
So, other than that, Leroy, you said carrot juice and marigold flower tea. Other than that, what are the other things on a daily basis that we can do that will help us to stay healthy, young, and you know, uh,
See, the first thing to do is you have to decide. You have to decide that I want to live a healthy life. That's the most difficult step, trust me. Because the moment you enter a fast food joint, all this goes out of the window. And you say, you give me a double Mac or you give me a French fries with extra cheese. So
right.
having a strong willpower and first deciding this is what I want to do is the most difficult step.
But
Once you
once in
take
a
off
while,
that,
I'm sure it's okay.
once in a while, everything is okay.
Okay.
But that once in a while, people, would ask me, oh, doctor, I drink once in a while. I mean, I said, when, how often? Maybe if I go to a party or something. So then I asked him, how many times do you party? Uh, must be what, every day? So once in a while is a
Okay.
very broad definition. So
Okay.
because that once in a while, it doesn't stick to actually once in a while. I'll tell you why. Because it's not designed to. The food industry is not designed that you eat pizza once in a while. They're designed you start eating pizza once in a while, and that then becomes your food. Today, people eat pizza as food. You're not supposed to do that, but people do that. They're like, okay, what's for dinner? We'll call in pizza. That's not food. That is
True.
filled with so much of chemical stuff. I mean, you have maida, it's filled with all that stuff. It's filled with vegetables that are, you say, okay, no, I have fresh vegetables on my pizza. But you don't know all those vegetables, like those jalapenos, those extra olives, what you ask for, all that has something called potassium sorbate inside.
Hmm.
Now they add this potassium sorbate so that it looks green, it looks nice on the counter when they keep it over there. So then that guy takes it and adds, okay, I'm adding more vegetables. When you cut vegetables in your home and keep them, they don't glow like that, do they? They don't. When you go to the shop and see them they don't.
You can make it at home and eat.
Absolutely. Cooking at home is very good. It's one of the best things. Why? the United States of America is suffering, and even the UK, and in fact, India is falling because, India likes to copy them, all the bad stuff. Why are they suffering from epidemic of obesity? How many people cook in America? When people cook and you go and work in a multinational and bring your dabba, they say, they look at you like that today. What do? You call Swiggy, Zomato, this one, that one, Uber, everything. I want a double cheese margarita with this, and a Diet Coke.
Yeah. True.
So after America stopped cooking, they entered the age of obesity. And India is exactly following that. How many masalas do we actually make in our home? How many pickles do we actually make in our home?
I do.
How many other dishes do we actually make in our home? Having the right ingredients and cooking is very important. Now, even there are certain things called, like, I'll tell you, after food, you eat that soft, that green thing.
I'll ask all the questions. Let him finish. Yeah.
That's a very good digestive. Why? Because it's called a carminative. It starts making your body excrete juices, digestive juices, all kinds of juices. Even that's why women who are pregnant and who have just given birth, we ask them to eat a lot of soft, because today a lot of women complain that they don't produce enough of breast milk for the child. So by eating these things.
Is it soft or is it ajwain that you're talking about? Jeera, soft, ajwain, what?
Soft.
Oh, okay. Because I've heard about jeera and ajwain.
They are all from the same family.
Okay.
Because they all look the same. They're all from the same family. Now, if you see the one which they give in the restaurant after food.
Yes.
But today, unfortunately, it's very difficult to get because all come coated with sugar.
Yeah.
They are white, or they are, that colored ones.
Yeah.
So it's important
Processed
that
ones.
you tell that guy, please do not give me the one with sugar. They're like, no, sabko sugar chahiye. They mujhe sugar nahi chahiye.
Exactly.
Because sugar is going to kill the whole enzymatic process that is going to come out. So the food industry is not designed, because after you eat that, then you want to eat ice cream, right? Then you go out and eat ice cream. But if you eat that, your appetite for ice cream will be killed. And you won't be taking those extra calories.
Oh.
The same thing when you go to Juhu Beach and you eat pav bhaji. You're supposed to eat pav bhaji with a lot of onion. Today, people don't want to eat that onion because mouth will smell. So they don't eat the onion. Now, when you eat onion with pav bhaji, that onion contains sulfur. Now, those sulfur compounds actually block the triglycerides in the pav bhaji fat. That's why the dish is designed like that. But you take off that part and you add your own stuff, then it's not going to work. Or you eat only this much of onion. It's not going to work. The same thing with people, especially, in Mumbai, I have seen, because I was there, after lunch, you feel sleepy, so they have a cup of tea. A lot of people have this habit of having a cup of nice kadak chai. Now, when you have this tea, what happens? Teas contain tannic acid. And this tannin binds with the iron or whatever you've eaten. And your iron cannot be absorbed, so it gets excreted. So having a tea immediately is not good. Then you take iron supplements. And then what happens? Nothing works. And then you say you have to be on supplements the rest of your life. No, you don't have to. It's your habits you have to change. It's your dietary practices, your exercise that you have to change. There are certain types of exercises you have to do for certain conditions.
Okay.
After doing all that, only then you can say, okay, now I'm healthy. Take supplements to give you a boost. It's like a rocket launch pad. It breaks the gravity of Earth for the rocket to be launched into space. But what happens once it breaks space? The solid rocket boosters come off, right? And they fall to the sea. And the rocket keeps on going. So if you want your body to be like a rocket, you need to launch it. Once it's launched, then you break it off. And then you have your normal stuff.
How do you know which supplement to take when?
Yeah, very good question. So for that, it's always better that you go and get yourself diagnosed by by someone who's practicing the supplements, or you read online, or you can go to your nutritionist and then start. I wouldn't suggest just taking supplements for yourself unless there are like some one or two like a no-brainers like curcumin, which everyone can take because of inflammation, which everyone has, and like BioC,
What is
which is
that?
vitamin C. So
Okay.
BioC is a supplement which is vitamin C along with amla. Now you know that amla is the richest source of vitamin C, but you don't hear that because it's not marketed. The food industry or the Western food industry says orange because they've never heard of amla. Amla doesn't grow at that side of the town.
Yes. Yeah.
But unfortunately or fortunately, India is the land of amla.
Amla. Yes.
So we have a supplement that contains amla with vitamin C. So that's
What
one
is
of
the
the
best
richest
way
source
of
of
taking
vitamin
it?
C.
What is the best way of taking it?
The supplement,
The amla.
so raw.
Raw.
Yes. Because once you
Eating.
pickle it, the vitamin C dies.
Ouch. And what about that
And what
sweet
remains?
murabba?
See, those are other sugars that are available in the fruits. All
Okay.
fruits have sugars.
So
All
juice
fruits have
also.
sugars.
No,
Yeah,
because amla is made with you boil amla in sugar water and you make murabba. So generally people eat that, which
that does not has any vitamin C because all the vitamin C is destroyed in boiling. And
okay.
sugar. That's why for those fellows you need to take a supplement. There's when you need to take a supplement. That you're
So
doing
it's
for the
better to
taste.
eat it raw.
If you can eat it raw, that's the best thing, or put it in your green juice.
Okay. So what is the green juice that you advise normally a person can have every day?
So I advise 5 greens.
Okay.
Okay, neem, coriander, pudina, basil,
Tulsi.
and pardon, basil,
Basil is
tulsi.
tulsi.
So there are 2 to 3 different types of basil.
Huh. Which one are you talking about?
If you have tulsi, go for tulsi. If you don't have tulsi, go for any other basil that you have.
Okay.
And babul.
Babul.
But
What's that?
babul is a tree, like a neem tree. It's a very big tree. If you
Babul.
don't have babul, then it's okay. You can go with the four greens. You
Oh.
can add 1 or 2 amla in that, and that's the
Okay.
general detox for your body. Or you can add wheatgrass in that and make it 5.
So, are you talking about leaves, or are you talking
Yes,
about juice, or are you talking about a smoothie?
smoothie is fine, juice is fine, both are fine. At the end of the day, you need the extract.
Okay.
What we do is that we take all the substances and make an extract and give it to you in the form of a capsule.
Okay.
Whatever we do in herbal is that we take the raw material as a plant product, extract it, and give it to you. But you need this much of product to get this much of extract. So the concentration is higher. But for you on the long run, you need to do this to keep healthy. And then maybe have 1 or 2 supplements a day. Like you can go with something that's like a no-brainer, which is a nanocurcumin, everyone can have. A BioC, everyone can have.
Okay. There are some questions. Can I take that, Leroy?
Please, please.
Okay. So, one is fermented barley beer. Is that good for the stomach?
It depends how it is fermented and to what percentage of alcohol it is fermented. Very smart question. I don't want to tell people start drinking beer.
Okay.
So barley water is very good, but depends upon to how much it is fermented and to what percentage of alcohol it is fermented. So you
Okay.
ferment it to a very small percentage of alcohol or absolutely no alcohol. It's absolutely fine. But if you ferment it to 8% and 10%, then I know where you're coming from.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm going to say that's not good because that's beer.
Okay, but then somebody says that doctors nowadays advise 60 ml whiskey or alcohol every day. So, what do you do about that? Why do doctors advise that in the first place? Alcohol, we all know, is bad for you.
Who is the doctor advising? I want to know the name of the doctor first. And for what
Lots of
condition he's
doctors.
advising.
Lots of doctors advise that.
See, alcohol to a certain extent is also used in cooking. And also how you are drinking that alcohol. You say doctors advise 60 ml, so Roj he drinks a peg, then after he gets some liver failure. Now there are other ways where you can relax yourself without alcohol. Why would you need a substance when you can achieve the same things in your brain or in your body without that?
Oh, please tell us what.
I'll tell you. For medicinal, to get the good medicinal property of the alcohol, it is better to use it in cooking. So the alcohol part of it goes away and the antioxidants like a wine or something stay in the food. So when you're cooking your food, you add alcohol and you cook it. So let it evaporate. You have the taste of it, but there's no alcohol in that.
No,
Or
but
you
you're
can
talking about
flambe.
wine. Here we are talking about whiskey or maybe something else. So, what is it that we can replace the alcohol with? Something in food or fruits or vegetables that we can replace it with, is what I'm
Replace
asking.
it with kombucha.
What?
Kombucha, fermented tea.
How do you make that?
So kombucha, you can just look it up. It's one of the thing trending online nowadays. So you have fermented tea. You take tea and you ferment it.
How?
You have to get something inside it.
Hello? You frozen?
Hmm.
Hello?
It's
Huh?
like you get starters. These are called kombucha starters. So you take this kombucha starters and ferment black tea, add fruits, and that becomes your kombucha, and
But
then you have
how
it.
do you do that? How do you ferment it? What
So
do you add to that?
there's an entire process of doing that. You add fruit juices and all this entire process. It takes around 21 to 30 days.
Wow.
So you can just look it up online. You can type kombucha recipes. You'll get hundreds of them. And then you can use
Okay.
the one that suits you.
Oh, kombucha.
Kombucha. Yeah.
Okay. And the next question is, what is the use of probiotics for our body? Does it increase immunity and regulate our digestion?
Yes, absolutely. Probiotics definitely increase immunity and regulates your digestion. Because
Okay.
probiotics are bacteria. You are what your gut is. This is a gut brain connection. You need to eat for your bacteria. The bacteria in your gut are what you need to eat. That's why you eat fermented food. Fermented means it's half digested outside the body.
Okay. Oh,
And then it goes inside. So the inside bacteria can you know, digest it faster and it takes off the nutrition, and that nutrition is what is passed to us.
okay.
That's why B12 today, everyone's deficient in B12. From where does B12 come? It doesn't come from non-vegetarian sources. It doesn't come from meat. That's a misnomer. Tell your doctors that will tell you eat meat. It's a misnomer. B12 is produced by E. coli bacteria that's found in the soil. In the olden days, kids would play in the soil. You would play in the soil. So our gut was colonized with bacteria. Today, you go to the school, you have rubberized playgrounds. No one plays in the soil anymore. No one gets hurt and falls down anymore. That's how to build your immunity. That's the natural way and the best way. But
Right.
this is the effects of
Everything is
modernization.
sterilized nowadays.
Yes.
तो दैट इज व्हाई द इम्यूनिटी बॉडी की कम क्यों है, क्योंकि मिट्टी में खेलना भूल गए हैं लोग. और मिट्टी से एक सवाल है दैट व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन रोटी मेड ऑन एलपीजी गैस एंड मिट्टी का चूल्हा. That means earthen
Hmm.
chula that people used to,
So what is the
burn
question?
the wood and coal.
What is the question?
What is the difference between food or roti made on a gas stove or a mitti ka
Chilla.
chula?
So basically, as you go and modernization, you have cleaner and cleaner sources of heating. Now, cooking with slow heat gives chance for the biochemical reaction in food, because the kitchen is the best laboratory. I
Yes.
go to my laboratory, but I always say the kitchen is the best laboratory. So the gradual heat allows the biochemicals in your food to actually combine. But when you use gas, and today people have stopped gas also, they have gone to the electric pan and they have gone to the microwave. You buy the roti in the packet, ready to use, put it in the microwave and tick, 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 and it's ready within a few seconds. So that sudden amount of heat shocks many of the biochemicals inside and makes them unstable and doesn't allow them to combine properly. That's why after that you get gas and indigestion and all that. But if you cook in an earthen pot, not only roti, but you can also buy that, those pots, and prepare rice, you can prepare curry, you can prepare everything in that. That gives you a very good healthy this, it increases your food. And also remember, pots are made from the mud, which have a lot of minerals. So there is a lot of infusion of minerals automatically inside your thing.
Exactly. Okay. Does the nutrients go away if something is sun dried?
Some nutrients do, but sun drying is always a good thing rather than putting it in a dehydrator or putting it, in the microwave and drying it. I would always advocate sun drying as compared to other sources of drying. If you have a terrace or a balcony, sun dry it. You would
Right.
have sun dried food, sun dried fish, you have sun dried pork, you have sun dried meats, you have sun dried vegetables, sun dried tomatoes, everything.
Okay. Okay.
In Bombay, on the seashore, long time ago, in Juhu or in
Sun dried fish.
Chimbai,
Versova.
Warsaw, prawns and all. Today you
Sun
don't
dried
see those
fish.
sites. Today they put it inside the big machines called what do you call it?
No, no.
Hmm.
Versova, they still do it. They
They
still
do
do
it.
it
It's
in
good.
Versova.
Then it's good. Then
Mud,
you need to
mud,
buy that.
mud, mud, Malad, that is Mud Island, and Versova, they still do it. What about apple cider vinegar?
Apple cider vinegar, yes, it's very close to my heart because it's easy to prepare at home.
Ah,
I would advocate prepare apple cider vinegar at home. Don't buy the ones available in the market
how
because
do
they
you
are
make
made
that?
from the pomace. So it's very simple. You need to take apple juice, take the apples, crush it with the juice, add some yeast, and ferment it. Ferment it
Yeast.
means you keep it yeast. The same yeast that you get to buy to make beer, you buy the same yeast and put it inside and ferment it. Keep it in your in like a big burnie or something, somewhere in the kitchen for 3 months. After that, automatically you get beautiful apple cider vinegar.
Is there any particular procedure to add yeast?
You need to add a little bit, just a little bit. So you get the yeast, you have to activate it. So you take about 2 pinches or about a gram of yeast, put it in lukewarm water for some time with a little bit of sugar. You see the whole thing becoming cloudy. That means the yeast is living, it's not activate, it's not dead, and it's active. That same yeast, you put it into your apple cider thing.
Okay. Okay. And what about apple tea?
It's good. You can take the apple peels what you have and boil it and add some of your green tea and it becomes an apple tea. Or you can add your silver needles. So you have different
What
types
is
of
silver
teas.
needles? What
So
is
if you Google online, you can search, because today the biggest library is Google. I say everyone has all the power in the world because you have computer and you have Google. Each and everyone who's watching this has access to Google and has a smartphone or a laptop or a tablet. That's why they can watch this. So all of them have the same amount of information that I have with me.
Right.
All you need to do is you take your is you now what are the silver needles? So these are rolled tea leaves. You know, they are silver in color and they are plucked very early. Green tea, which is
Oh,
plucked very early. It's silver in color.
oh,
It's called silver needle. Now, these silver needles are very expensive. They cost around 30,000 rupees to 40,000 rupees a kg. Or
wow.
you can take any mild green tea. Now, having a healthy life doesn't need to be expensive.
You know what, according to me, is a green tea? Just take any leaves and flowers and make a tea out of it, and that's green tea. I've
As
had
long as it's not
jeera boiled in water, uska green tea. Adrak
as
boiled in
long
water.
as long as it is not poisonous. I wouldn't make a statement on a public platform any flower and leaf,
No, no,
because
no,
if
no.
someone picks up something that's poisonous, then you'll be in a
No, no.
problem.
Not poisonous, of course. That somebody needs to have the brains not to do that. Not poisonous, no.
So
Uh,
definitely you can have anything to suit your taste. There is no right tea and there is no wrong tea.
so I have lavender flowers, I have chamomile flowers. Those just flowers. You just add it to water and boil, and your tea is
Absolutely.
ready. And
If
both
you
of
want
them
an
are
apple
very
flavor,
good for. Okay, instead of whiskey to calm down the nerves of this man, can he rather have lavender and chamomile tea to calm down his nerves? Maybe the doctors asked him to do that because he may have high blood pressure or something.
no, alcohol would actually increase his blood pressure to some extent. So I don't know why they have actually told him that, but he can definitely try this herbal solutions. And also, it is very important that if this person wants to calm down his nerves, to do something is to listen to something called binaural beats,
Yeah.
because binaural beats will actually activate the nervous system, the vagus nerve, and all that, and actually decrease the body's hyperactiveness.
Yeah, I keep
But it's
sharing
not going to
those
happen
videos.
overnight. It's not going to happen tomorrow overnight. Okay, today you listen and tomorrow your blood pressure is going to be fine. No. So gradually, and gradually these things, you know, um, uh, start to work. And first thing, the guy has to mentally decide that he's not going to have any whiskey or anything to calm down his nerves, and he's going to be calm and he's going to make up his mind. Only then it's going to work. The binaural beats or anything else in the world.
Leroy.
Otherwise, you even take the best blood pressure medicine, but you decide it's not going to work for you.
Okay. No, what happens is men get an excuse that the doctors told me to have 60 ml every day. And wives are fed up and they're like, I wish he wouldn't drink, and how do I make him to stop? Now, I understand why the doctors probably told him so that his mind calms down. Maybe he has cholesterol, maybe blood pressure, or maybe something
The best
which
thing
the
to do is to
doctor,
give the wife also 30 ml. She'll also become happy.
you're mad. No, no, no. It's no. He can definitely have lavender and chamomile green tea. That would, in fact, give long-term effect and better effect than that whiskey.
See,
Acha,
more than anything else, whiskey and all these drinks affect the liver in the long run. So for such a person, I would tell him to take little bit of nanocurcumin and a liver cleanse capsule every day. So at least whatever the bad effects get clean from the liver, and the inflammation in the liver go with the liver cleanse and nanocurcumin. He can
okay. What?
start with that. But
What are
again,
the best?
as I say, this is not a medical advice, but it's a herbal supplement which he can take.
Okay, because he's drinking. Okay,
Yes.
because he's
But the
drinking, you're
ideal
giving him
the
that
ideal
advice.
thing would to stop alcohol. I cannot promote alcohol on a show.
I wish that was so easy. So, what are the best edible flowers other than rose, lavender, jasmine,
So any of the
marigold?
flowers that are non-poisonous, you can eat. Now it's very important to take the flower to a botanist or to search it online and see if you're not an expert in flowers, and then eat those flowers. Like there is this periwinkle flower, which is very good for diabetes and
Oh,
cancer. It's
oh, really?
available free. Yeah. So you can have this periwinkle tea, or you can put it in your food, or you can, cook with it. So I suggest all these stuff you need to actually put in your food and cook. Don't eat it as a medicine.
Okay, so periwinkle is that purple flower with five
5 or 6
petals?
petals. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
It's got five. It's got five. I know because
Correct.
when we were kids, we used to pick up the petals and put them on our nails as nail polish.
Correct.
Just to look like long nails, and we couldn't have long nails in school. So we used to do that. Okay, periwinkle, I didn't know this. So turmeric tea, I think you can take it as long as you want. So in the morning when I get up, first thing, I add a teaspoon of, I've mixed sabza and chia seeds in a bottle, 50-50, mixed it. So I add 1 teaspoon of that in hot water. I add 3 drops of curcumin or turmeric juice or extract, 3 drops of tulsi, and few drops of apple cider, a couple of drops of lemon, and a teaspoon of honey, and I drink that. That is my first drink in the morning. So that's
Add a
what I
two or
do.
three drops. I would tell you, add a 2 or 3 drops of MCT oil, because that's good
Of
oil. That's good MCT, medium chain triglyceride. So
okay,
MCT oil, it goes directly to your brain. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, C8 chain, and
okay.
that increases your memory and makes your brain more sharp.
How do you get it?
So it's available on our shop, BIOTEX Life,
On your BIOTEX?
online.
Okay. And how often can somebody have that, or how long is one supposed to
There's
have
as
that?
long as they wish, as long as they wish.
Okay.
You,
MCT.
MCT.
Okay. Now,
You need
talking about.
only a drop or two. It's a little
Okay.
expensive, so you need only a drop.
Okay. And what is it made from?
So MCT is made from coconut oil,
Ah,
but it is only one chain, C8 chain. Usually there are different types of chains. Now C8 is the most expensive chain and available very minimal in coconut oil. So we
okay.
have we have 98 to 100%. That's actually 100% of only C8 chain.
So, is it a good idea to eat coconut every day?
It's always a good idea, but again, it's the same story. You'll have to end up eating so much of coconut. So
Right.
how many can you eat of everything that much? So you add a few drops, which is equal to eating one coconut. 2 or 3 drops are equal to eating one coconut. And the bottle will last you a good 3 months.
Okay. And i- what are the best edible seeds?
So there are so many types of seeds which you can eat. Even rice is a seed, wheat is a seed. All these are actually seeds what we eat. These grains, pulses, dals, these are actually seeds. We are
Okay.
actually on a seed diet.
No.
Now to talk, basically, uh, pumpkin seeds are very good in zinc. You even eat your pomegranate seeds, which you take them out from inside. So we do eat a lot of seeds.
Okay. अनारदाना, तरबूज के बीज, 5 मगज जिसको बोलते हैं, तरबूज, खरबूजा, खीरा मतलब काकड़ी, और दूधी, इन सब चीजों के बीज, ऐसे 5 मगज मिलते हैं बाजार में, और साथ में अनारदाना सूखा हुआ मिलता है बाजार में. ये चीजें शुरू से मतलब हमारे बुजुर्ग 5 मगज और खसखस मिला के, उसे रात को भिगो के, उसे पीस के, सुबह उसे घी में, मतलब सुबह उसे भिगो के, रात को उसे पीस के, घी में भून के, दूध में मिला के पिया करते थे. सबसे ज्यादा दिमाग के लिए ताकतवर, दिमाग मतलब दिमाग को तेज करने वाला और नींद अच्छी देने वाला माना जाता है. जो खसखस होती है वो फूलों से निकलती है. वो खसखस एक्चुअली, उसमें एक हल्का सा नशीला पदार्थ होता है, तो इसकी वजह से उससे नींद अच्छी आती है. तो ये चीजें जो हैं खानी चाहिए. सनफ्लावर सीड्स बहुत अच्छे होते हैं सेहत के लिए. तो ये सारे सीड्स आमतौर पे मैं क्या करती हूँ, थोड़े से लेके हल्का सा भून के सौंफ वगैरह जो भी आपको डालना है, उसमें थोड़ी वो दाल जो होती है सौंफ के साथ मिक्स की जाती है, ये सारी चीजें मिक्स करके एक डब्बे में रखती हूँ और आते जाते थोड़ा सा मुंह में डाल लेती हूँ. दिस इज व्हाट आई डू. So that is what you could do. Now somebody is saying, okay, another thing is any herbal treatment for good sleep.
Yeah. So we have a supplement called Melatonin Plus, which is melatonin plus a valerian root.
You're frozen.
Hello. Yeah. So it's like melatonin plus, which is available on our website. It's like melatonin plus valerian root. You can start with that and you can follow up with chamomile tea.
Okay. And how does that melatonin thing work?
So melatonin is actually produced in our brain. Okay, it's a hormone. It's a natural substance that is produced, and it tells our body what is night and what is day. So usually people who work on computers a lot or use a lot of blue light have this problem of can't get sleep and all that. So we start them on melatonin and then tell them to gradually shift on to some herbal stuff.
Okay.
And melatonin is not addictive. It's not a drug.
Okay. So if you have a capsule or extract of melatonin, that also must be made from something.
Yes. So we have melatonin and valerian root. So valerian root is the plant root.
Okay.
So all these are all herbal stuff that are made and they are put in capsules. You start eating those, your body starts producing its own melatonin because valerian root also makes your body get into the right circadian rhythm. And then you take it on to something like a passion fruit drink at night, passion fruit juice or chamomile tea.
1 second.
And continue with that. So passion fruit is a fruit.
So
it's available.
What do you mean? Juice of passion fruit, you mean?
Yeah, Passiflora indica is the name of passion fruit. Yeah.
Okay, so that helps you with sleep.
Sleep, yeah. The scientific name is Passiflora indica.
So if you have something like this, then I'm sure there must be something to also enhance the estrogen and what are those chemicals in the brains that give you happiness and joy?
Endorphins.
Endorphins. Do you have something for that?
So endorphins are basically neurotropics. Now the best thing to get your endorphins up is to laugh. There's nothing better than that, and there is no medicine or no supplement in the world that is better than laughing to get your endorphins up. It's even stronger than morphine. So if you have something, sorry, we don't have, nobody in the world has it. You have it inside you. You just need to laugh. I cannot give it to you.
I think I need to start a laughing club here on YouTube so that everybody can have a hearty laugh. I need to call some stand-up comedians maybe. Okay, I heard somewhere that the white cool light coming from the tube light and CFL is bad for health. Yellow bulb light is far, far better than that. Is that true?
Yeah, if you talk about the Edison bulbs are much better than the CFLs and the LED bulbs. That's true.
Okay. And is there some non-expensive superfood food that can keep a person healthy, young?
There are not one, there are hundreds and thousands of them. I have an entire class that I take for the medical doctors on superfoods. Is superfood a myth or is superfood a real thing? I think that we need not spend 5 minutes. We have to spend an entire hour or 2 hours to discuss this question. Because this is not one, but there are thousands of foods that are superfoods. And unfortunately or fortunately, the food industry doesn't consider them as superfoods because they can't make more money out of it.
Right. Right. If you're sick, they're making money. That's why. That's why that's not propagated on media. And is there anything for gaining height gain and eyesight? Eyesight, I think you already mentioned marigold flowers, tea, and carrot juice, right?
Yes. But again, for eyesight, it's always important to first get a proper diagnosis. Okay. See what is your condition, because I don't want you to be mistreating anything. If you
Right.
have glaucoma or you have cataract or you have certain conditions, first get the right diagnosis done. Then see your stage of your disease, and then you start herbs.
So
It's
something just came to my mind. A man, they're not very well off. Uh, you can say that they used to work for my husband, this one man. Uh, he lost his eyesight because of diabetes, and he had a minor accident because of which his foot got injured. Now I am not aware, and that got really bad because of uh, what happens when you are diabetic and you get injured.
So basically, what you're talking is could be having a condition called diabetic retinopathy, where he lost his eyesight, and diabetic foot, where his foot had to be amputated. It's a very common
Not
condition we see.
amputated. I don't think it's amputated. I think of
Okay,
it was just a finger which was amputated.
okay, one of the toe that was amputated. So that's a diabetic foot, what we call. So definitely, it's difficult for us to comment online without seeing all the reports, because you actually need to
Understood.
see which stage of diabetes he's in, how thick his
I
blood
understood.
vessels. Because diabetes is not a disease of sugar, which a lot of people think. It's a disease of your blood vessels, where
But
the
you're saying it can be
endothelium,
cured. everything
everything can be cured if there is a willpower. And the 80% of the cure is in the hands of the patient. I can only advise. I can
Right.
light up the candle and show you the way, but you need to walk that way. I
And
can't walk the way for you.
you're saying that food can cure
Absolutely. Diabetes, blood pressure, all these diseases,
thyroid.
thyroid, are all uncurable if you go to the people and listen to them who advocate that. But if you go to people and do what you have to do, and you want to be cured, and you want to have answers, definitely all these things can be cured, and you can live a normal, healthy, happy life. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be as easy as taking a medicine. It's going to be very difficult. There are going to be days when you wake up in the morning and say, oh God, it's better I just take 2 capsules and sleep. It's definitely going to be difficult, because it took you so long to get those diseases.
Yeah.
Because you have a choice. You have a choice to overeat today and weigh more tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have a choice. It's in front of you. If you don't take the choice, it's difficult. That's why I said in the beginning, the first and the most important thing which is difficult and for a person to start is up here.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We train them. We train
So,
your brain.
what is the
How?
best food to lose weight?
I'll tell you something. A lot of people ask me, I want to lose weight. What should I eat? I just tell them, do one thing: eat less, walk more.
Okay. But, weight gain can be because of a lot of reasons. It's not necessary that the person is eating a lot. Like, I
So,
hardly
no,
eat,
see,
according to
weight
me.
gain is basically the calories in your body. Your input is more than your output. Of course, then you have to see the thyroid, you have to see the diabetes, you have to see the hormones, the age, everything, all that comes into play. But we're talking for an absolutely normally healthy individual. For him, he needs to eat less, walk more, burn more than what goes inside. It's
Right.
easier said than done.
Have you researched on, or are you aware about what is a one food or couple of foods or combinations of food that could help with menopause?
Yeah, so menopause basically depends upon what you want to help. You can't stop menopause because it's a natural part of life. You have to enjoy menopause. You should not be troubled by it. And there are so many ways, there are so many foods. For everyone is individual. It is an individual palate that everyone has to make and be given to you by a nutritional expert. So we are coming out with an app where we will have our nutritional experts tell you exactly what you need, and also general guidelines for every person on the app. They can, do that.
Okay, so Indian, when you say how come people in Hunza Valley manage to live more than 100 years?
Yeah. So
Their
yeah.
average
So
age is about 110 years. What kind of diet do they take? They live in a valley. The water they
so
drink is
Hunza Valley
mineral
is
water.
basically Hunza Valley is basically in Pakistan, and you also have a place in Japan called Okinawa where you have the most amount of centurions living more than 100 years. So we have actually done a study, and I have an entire presentation on that, showing how people's diet actually changes their way their genes act. Because if you're born with bad genes, does not mean you're going to be bad. Genes are turned and turned off by the something called epigenetics, or the food that you put inside, or the environment that they are in.
Oh.
So the son or daughter of a criminal need not be a criminal. So if now you can't choose your parents, because if your parents have diabetes, it's not necessary that you have diabetes, but definitely you have a high risk of diabetes. So you can reduce your risk by having certain types of foods and living a normal life.
Yeah, so there is a doctor who says that there's nothing called genetic and hereditary. There are no diseases that are genetic or hereditary. It's just your lifestyle.
So that's what is called epigenetics, where the lifestyle doesn't allow that particular gene to turn on or turn off.
Okay. Okay. Well,
I
thank you
can be
so much,
born with genes
Leroy.
of.
Can you tell us about what your channel is going to be called so people can, get onto that and follow your recipes?
Yeah, so you can just log on to biotexlife.com, and we have a lot of stuff, a lot of articles over there. Once the channel will be launched, it will be launched through biotexlife.com, and
Okay.
automatically you will get the updates. I can send you a link for those of you who are interested. You can start by putting your email and mobile number in that, and once we are launched, we'll start sending you WhatsApps and
Email.
what do you call it, links. My channel will be 100% free. We will not charge money, because I believe health is a basic human right for all. So my channel and whatever I teach on that channel will be 100% free. You will just have to give me your WhatsApp numbers and your email addresses, and we'll you know mail you. Can put us on your mailing list. Maybe tomorrow I can send you the link and you can forward it to everyone. Those who are interested can feed their email.
Is there any kind of food or remedy to reduce the adverse effects of the popular paneer tikka that is going around?
Yeah, so basically, see, after you can start with some anti-inflammatory stuff, like you can start with nanocurcumin. So nanocurcumin definitely helps you a lot. So you can just start taking a capsule of nanocurcumin a day, and BioC, and you'll be fine. Of course, but again, as I say, this is not medical advice, so but this is supplementation, so you can definitely take it. But if you have some serious effects or side effects, it's better that you contact your local
Oh,
doctor. But for just to be in good health, and if for a small things, you can start with nanocurcumin and BioC.
are you going to take cooking classes?
I used to, but now since lockdown and all that, I've not been taking it. We used to have a residential program of 3 days in Thailand, where everyone learns not only cooking but even cosmetics. So you learn how to make a face pack, you learn how to make a face wash, you learn how to make a shampoo,
Okay, now this is
along
interesting.
with all herbs.
Wait, wait, wait. Give us some tips about skin and hair also.
Yeah, so skin and hair are a reflection of your internal body. So unless that is healthy first, then it automatically shows on your skin and hair. Now for hair, I say one of the best shampoos is available in India as soap nut. You get soap nut powder. You mix it with coconut oil and a little water. It becomes a very good shampoo cum conditioner.
Oh.
And if you want it to be if you want it for anti-dandruff, you need to add in that um, sitafal seeds,
Huh? Uh,
sitafal seed powder.
wow, really? Okay. What about the skin?
So one of the best knows aloe vera.
Really?
One of the best things for the skin is having a good aloe vera. Aloe vera to be applied as gel on the face. Another good thing is a lot. Now, when you have your cold pressed juicer, you take off carrot juice. I
Uh-huh.
am a person who doesn't believe in zero, believes in zero wastage. That pulp what comes out, you can add a little bit of basin, milk, salt, lemon, and make a very good face pack.
Salt.
Salt, because salt is a basic exfoliative. So
Okay.
you don't have to spend lots of money in buying product because every product you buy has some kind of chemicals inside. So that's what we teach people how to make natural products in their own home and use them.
Yeah. So, banana skin, after you've eaten the banana, to rub on your face is very good for your skin. Papaya skin is very good to rub.
It does.
So,
These
yeah.
definitely contains enzymes like papain and all, which break down the top layer of your skin like an epidermis layer.
Right. Okay. So, I think we'll cut it down here. And if you have any tips, you can definitely share it.
Yes,
Make a list of it and share it the next time.
I will be sending you the link for, and you can forward it to everyone. Those who want to be on, they can feed their mobile number and their
Yeah, the
email
link
and
is
all
right
this.
there. They can always go on to that.
Yeah, no, one more link for the channel for to be on the mailing list of the channel.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Leroy. That
Thank
was very
you.
enlightening. And I'm glad that, really thankful that we have doctors like you. I don't know why you gave up your was a doctor, so you're that part of your life. But I'm really glad that you did. And I really wish more and more and more doctors follow your route and turn to naturopathy and a herbal lifestyle. Jay Kumar. So we are just ending this session. I think you're pretty late. But it is a session you should not miss, and you should definitely see that. Thank you, Leroy. I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Welcome. Okay, everyone. So this was an amazing session, and I think even if we have 3 hours with him, it's less because we can go on asking him questions about every fruit and vegetable and seed and this and that. And I think, those he was saying there are hundreds of superfoods and thousands. I think it's basically everything in your kitchen. So start uh, thinking on those terms and working on those terms. Start using products in your kitchen. We've spoken about this so many times about products in the kitchen, and I'm sure you'll discover everything nowadays you find on Google. I don't know, maybe Google is nowadays, since the last couple of months, or I think a year or two, being manipulated. There are things you may not find, but you may find some videos on YouTube, or there are definitely books that you can find. I showed you in one of my lives foods that heal and herbs that heal. Get hold of those books and go through them. They're wonderful books. So you can find your own, you can make your own concoctions, but definitely those nano extracts that he's done, he's invented, or he's discovered, that is a little difficult for us to do. But if it is an emergency, or if the health is really bad, foods that help in 5D ascension, I think if you operate out of love and if you stick to sattvic food, that will help you with 5D ascension. That is what I feel. Because to ascend 5D, you need to have your five elements of the body in balance. There is one video that I shared from a channel on my YouTube community. It was about how to keep your Vat element in check or cure that. So similarly, I wish I find some others about keeping your other elements in check. I went through that channel, but I couldn't find it. But yes, if your five elements are in check, it will not be difficult for you to 5D ascend. The one thing that can help you is compassion and love. That's it. Begin with loving yourself, your body. Take tips from whatever Dr. Leroy has said, and a lot of other guests on my channel have spoken about, like Dr. Umesh. We've had sessions with him, Nisha Koiri, Prakash Pore. We've spoken to so many of them, right? So don't forget that. Incorporate that into your lifestyle, and I'm sure we will all see you across in the 5D. See you. Thank you so much for watching. I have another session on Friday and Sunday. Friday is with Bhairavi Mehta. It is about people who, pass away, and people who are here, our loved ones, are unable to move on from that. On Sunday, we have a live with Ritz, who's going to talk about letting go, and also about what happens after you die and how do you prepare for your death. Once you understand the concept of death, it becomes easy to let go. And then next Tuesday, we have a session with Aaron, who is international licensed therapist and counselor. He is going to talk about the stages of grieving and how we need to heal ourselves and accept. So don't forget, it's going to be this series is going to be very important, because in the last 2 years, a lot of us, in fact, I think each one of us must have lost somebody who's dear to us, and it becomes difficult to get over that pain. So that's sad, Madhu. Yes, definitely. My email ID. So Leroy's email ID. Wait, Leroy, what is your email ID? Can you please give us your email ID? Thank God you were still waiting in backstage. Okay, so that is his email ID. And my email ID, if you want, it is Ginny, GINNI, .mysticpal, MYSTICPAL @gmail.com. I always get stuck there. Thank you, Leroy.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Okay, bye, everyone.